in here. They fooled themselves. They brought their friends and they made their hell. They faked their grin in a lonely cell to the bitter end. But what do I know? There are a few in here that hurt themselves. They kick and bend in a dried up well. They call for help and you know them well. Are you aware? But what do I know? I will not surrender. No, I will not surrender. No, I will not surrender. No, I will not surrender. When God falls fast asleep, the kids still dance in city streets. From the White House lawn to the Middle East, and all around, I'm just saying that this time I feel it now. When God falls fast asleep, the kids still move to a steady beat, even if it's the bombs landing at their feet. And all around, I'm just saying that this time I feel it now. There is a place to hide. It's in our minds. It's in the dark. It's well known that we have a fragile heart. It's deep inside. It has a sound that you can follow.
Welcome into the Mary Teubner Team Challenge match play portion here. It is position round. Mike Flanagan alongside Doug Lakey here in the booth.
How we doing?
And it is tight and down to the wire. The Mary Teubner Team Challenge, Jeff Carter's event here. First place, $8,500. Second place, $4,100. And some change. It's come down to a two-game Baker match. We have 10 teams competing here. And sitting in first place after 18 games of Baker and 10 games of qualifying yesterday is Solid 9 Pro Shop at $15,839. In second place, just 23 pins behind, is Team Wolfe. Solid 9 Pro Shop is Corey Kistner. He gets them started, leaves a 10 pin. Corey Kistner was the ex-PBA tournament director. He stepped away from the job, moved to Decatur with his wife. The rest of that team is Rick Coy, Camden Rokita, Anthony LaCaze Tour champion, and PDW, 5-time U.S. Open champion. Mike Wolfe gets him started over there. Sorry, Doug.
No, you're fine.
And just want to introduce those players. We got Mike Wolfe
I'm
and
excited.
Chris Hester, Chris Sand, as well as Michael Fagan anchors the team. And who am I missing in fourth?
Casey Murphy.
Thank you very much. Casey Murphy in
And
the
the
middle
king
of
of
the
swing.
lineup. And Kistner struggled quite a bit today. He misses the 10 pin. The bonus pins are kind of interesting here. Doug, why don't you tell us about it?
Well, especially in this magnitude, now that they're under a 25-pin deficit. But normally, for all the Baker matches today, each game's worth 25 pins to the winner. But the kicker is if you win both games of your match, you get another 50 bonus pins. So you win both games, that's 50, and another 50 bonus for sweeping the match. So 100 pins helped a lot of teams today. Joe Who is a team that qualified after a one-game roll-off at 2:30 this morning. And what place did they jump up to, Mike?
They are in 6th place right now.
Yeah, so they jumped from 10th to 6th, which was about a $1,000 payday. Just by them utilizing the bonus pins alone, they were able to make a move. Our boys from Solid 9 Pro Shop, they had quite the deficit there after the midway point of Baker matches today, and Team Wolfe totally used the sweep bonus and the extra game bonuses to reduce that deficit now with some great bowling down the stretch, and whoever wins this game right here, it's going to be close. It's going to come down.
Team Wolfe did not win one of their first 3 games at all, so they've really turned it on later in the day, like you said.
They bowled big games and won.
There's a look at the teams competing there, watching their bowlers. It's kind of a college bowling atmosphere here today. Big talent, big names, and we've got some big ones here in the finals. And I cannot believe after all this bowling, it's down to 23 pins. So a lot of moving parts here. 23 pins, 2-game Baker matches. They're each going to bowl a game on each lane here. And then in addition, as you said, 25 bonus pins for each game that either team wins. But if a team does sweep, not only do they get to 25 for the 2 games, which would be the 50, but they're going to get an additional 50, which is 100 pins, which would be a slam dunk victory here.
Now there's something we have to add. There's a little more intrigue to the storyline. Team TurboTech, the home house boys made up of Tom Adcock and Jeff Carter and their crew, Jason Queen, they have back-to-back 300s and are currently 41 pins out of second, and 39 and 25, that would be 64 pins out of first.
No, they're more than that. 250 pins.
250 pins out of first. Yeah, and then a couple, 100 pins, and if they could shoot 500 for 2, they could, burying what these guys do on a challenging 15 and 16. They've been lower scoring pair all day, and 17 and 18 has been the highest scoring pair all day.
There's
LaCaze. He's not going to mess around.
Just as soon as you talk about this TurboTech team, I look over here at 17 and 18. You'll see Adcock coming into your screen. They have the first 5, looking for the 6th, and he's got it. They are turning it on. If this was a 40-team Baker thing, I think they'd run away with the tournament at this point. They are just absolutely locked and loaded, and we will try to bring you coverage from that pair as well and keep an eye on that situation as it develops. But Chris Sand with a strike. He has now moved to the 4 hole with Fagan bowling 5th still. Mike Fagan has just been having a sweet swing here and great look. He's been using a red hammer. He's a track guy, but he's EBI, and he doesn't have anything in the urethane line to be able to use that track makes available, so the Ebonite brands allow him to use the red hammer. And he's got a red hammer with a little surface and has just absolutely been annihilating the pins all weekend. PDW.
Strike up in the 5th. This is a $4,350 challenge match here. That's $4,350 between first and second. That's almost $1,000 a man. At least 800. So there's some money at stake here. This has been an awesome event starting Friday evening with the Pro-Am. It's fun to have everybody support the event that came out Friday. And it is, Mike, just to see it come down to 23 pins.
Bowling for about $800 a man. Raised over $6,000 for charity that we know of. Fagan almost rolls the 2.
We had Jeff Carter up here in the 8th on a 7-bagger.
Any 4 pins? Still 279 left. Corey Kistner crosses over.
I'll hold my finger up. Chris Sand like that. For those of you who can't see, I'm holding my finger up in the air. Corey Kistner misses this. He owes me a soda. He's got it.
Okay, so through 5 frames, Mike Wolfe's going up in the 6th. They have 79 in the 4th with spare working in the 5th. And Solid 9 Pro Shop's just a little bit ahead here, 1 frame ahead. 108 in the 5th with spare working in the 6th. So really it's about 9-pin match, but if Wolfe strikes here, it's pretty much dead even.
Big shot from Mike Wolfe.
Now here's the crafty little lefty, Chris Hester. He's been dealing with some health problems over the course of the last year and a half. Good to see him out here competing with his Louisville friends and a little bit of bonus from New York.
And he's also been using a blue hammer since last night.
Yeah,
shot 260, 270 to finish his block last night, and he's used it all day today. So
this bowling center high friction, it's got synthetic in the first part of the lane just past the arrows, and then wood the rest of the way down the lane. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at how you pronounced wood, but I'm just having some fun with this.
Synthetic and wood.
Yeah, synthetic and wood for Hester, and he says strike and 3-pin for me.
Notice that both Fagan and Hester are using urethane balls, and both failed to roll the 2 or the 3. Something to keep an eye on that right lane. That right lane's been tricky. It's funny that they're on 15 and 16 here to finish up, because 16 has been Pete Weber's team's nemesis. There's Queen over there. You see them. They're working on 268.
All right, so they shoot 268 here. They're getting 25 pins.
Yeah, that'd give them.
That's going to put them at 93 over for this game. All right. Let's say they come out and shoot 300 again. Get another 125.
They're going to need the 2 teams to the left of them to really struggle in a feature pair.
TurboTech could totally be our second place finisher right now, and nobody's even talking about him.
It's possible.
It is a possibility. Jeff knows it. He's exhausted.
So Hester needs to convert this 3-pin. They have 229 left.
All right.
And meanwhile, LaCaze is up now in the 9th. They have 248 left. LaCaze working on a double. Tony LaCaze, I'm going to go ahead and name him to my all-tournament team.
Sure.
Pete. Tony LaCaze has been nails.
I think LaCaze. I think the 3 horses there on the Solid 9 Pro Shop team. Has Camden Rokita missed today? I haven't seen him shoot any spares. He got him off to a good start yesterday morning. Shot like 740 out of the gate.
So 227 left for Solid 9. 229 left for Team Wolfe. Casey Murphy just blower 7.
That was a good shot by Murph.
TurboTech 258 is going to defeat Tommy Jones' team. They have 227 left.
LaCaze on the spare. They turn the lights off in the settee area, or in the spectator area, and it's kind of set the tone for business here.
Spooky.
These last couple games. Kind of like the old hockey arenas where they'd turn the lights off in the stands and only have lights on the ice.
Or the Laker games.
Yeah, that too.
All InsideBowling.com teams finishing strong. They got 247 off in the wings.
Those jerseys look good.
Tommy Jones left at 2.810, almost picked it. He's been pretty much nails here the second half of the day. They shoot 192, so TurboTech leads there. Now, here's PDW.
Oh, he tickles him down. 97, 9th. Chris Sand now in the Foundation 9th frame. Storm Regional Sales Manager. Booyah.
Speaking of which, Storm and Roto-Grip, great point, Doug, are the official sponsors of this event.
Yes,
and
they are.
Hats off to them for supporting Jeff Carter Bowling, and all that he does here in the Springfield area, here at Kingpin Lanes. And Storm and Roto-Grip donated money for this event for this great charity, and hats off to that company as well as all the other associate sponsors. Almost every ball company was mentioned here. The EBI brands, Brunswick brands, Motive.
Okay. If Pete can convert the spare, we're looking at 216.
217.
217.
And Michael Fagan can go sheet for 218. Chris Sand joins us here for a minute.
Chris, how we doing?
I heard you say that Storm and Roto-Grip put some money into it, so on behalf of Storm and Roto-Grip, we want to thank Jeff Carter for all the work that he's done this weekend. He's put a lot of time and effort into it, so on behalf of all of us, thank you.
No problem.
All right, Chris Sand there. Spoken like a true man of Storm and Roto-Grip. He is the sales manager in this area, and he good friends with Carter, and appreciate him chiming in over here us up here in the booth. Never really got a chance to really introduce myself to Chris this week, but I've really enjoyed watching him bowl, and he's one hell of a bowler. I know he bowled out on tour for a while. But the storyline here, while we were talking to Chris, it's
Fagan went up and just welded one in the 10th.
He needs one more here.
If he gets this one.
And, you know, it wasn't too long ago that Pete and Fagan were on national television, probably for the greatest telecast I've seen in the last decade. Randy Peterson quoted on our Inside Bowling show that it was top 5 telecast he's ever been a part of in the last 10 years of the PBA since he's been a commentator, where Michael Fagan made great shots and Pete stepped up and beat him. Well, Pete made great shots. Maybe Michael can step up and beat Pete here. All right, so that's
Fagan
a big
with his double. 9 for a tie, 8 for the win, and a 2-pin lead. Actually, it would be a 3-pin lead overall. That currently is a 23-pin deficit, correct?
Yes, it is. So
strike, give them 25 plus the extra pin in total, so they'll have 218.
A 9 count would be a tie, which would mean the 100 bonus is out of play, and it would be 12.5 bonus pins for each team, which is probably exactly what TurboTech would like to see. Give them each 12.5, eliminate the possibility of 100, and we'll be over here striking. Here's Fagan now. And it is a tie.
So the possibility of the 100 pins is out.
Out.
Both teams will get 12.5 pins. And
so
Solid 9 Pro Shop still holds their 23-pin lead.
So basically, whoever wins this game is going to be your tournament champion.
Yeah, because
unless
you just unless
these two teams really bowl a bad game, and TurboTech can bowl a huge game.
Yeah, if TurboTech goes sheet, both of these guys shoot in the 170s.
It is mathematically possible.
It's still mathematically possible.
Boy, it sure would be nice to see Corey Kistner get going here. He has really struggled this tournament, but never given up, keeping his chin up. Great competitor out there, bowling two-handed. And Kistner gets a break. That's got to feel good for Corey. Gets a strike right there.
Wow.
I have not seen him with his head in his lap or upset or anything the entire weekend.
We had 10 games of qualifying yesterday, an extremely long day, probably one of the longest days we've had out of all of our events.
There's Wolfe.
Wolfe matches it.
There's his teammates cheering him on.
We are in the 20th game with 9 frames left, so to speak. And since the deficit between first and second is under 25, basically whoever wins this game wins it all. It's a $4,000 pot game right here.
And here's Jesse Buss over using their lane to throw on the other lane.
And
Trips out to 4-6.
For those of you watching at 2 a.m. this morning, Brian Goebel utilized that same ball reaction.
Along with Dallas Baldridge and the rest of the bunch. Now Rick Coy, 4-pin. That was a good shot. Now Chris Hester here, you know, he's a gamer. Wolfe started him out with a strike. I gotta believe Hester's gonna take a little extra time here on the approach, just getting set, and he's gonna place that urethane ball perfectly down onto the lane with the right rev rate to just tap out the 7. I gotta believe this is 10 back here. I'd almost bet my life on it.
Close. Oh, high for trip 6.
There it is. He did get the strike.
Here's a shot of the rest of our crew there. This Derek Oaf takes 10 back over on lane 17. Rick Coy up, covers a spare, no problem.
So now after 19 games, Turbo Tech is, in my opinion, mathematically eliminated. They're about 190 back. Casey Murphy, Bowler's Journal champion from a year ago. Storm amateur staff member. All the stars came out. Tommy Jones even, you saw him there on your screen. They were all here to raise
Camden
money.
Rokita, my all tournament team. Nothing new to him. I don't think he's missed today.
All these people came out to raise money for cancer. Beat this horrible disease that it is. Keep some of the good people on planet Earth. That when cancer bites you, boy, you just don't know what to do with that. So we need to find a cure for that, and that's what we're trying to do here, raising money for cancer research.
Casey Murphy covers a spare in the 3rd. Double 9 spare for Team Wolfe. Strike spare strike for solid 9 pro shops.
You see Pete Weber down there just sitting at the console area down there, just sitting in one of the chairs. Really locked in, doesn't want too many distractions. He's ready to bowl.
Trying to stay focused and push. Ugh. All right, it's not over yet. Bowling for Dum Dums is still chanting CEO in honor of Mike Flanagan in the chat. Now we got Chris Sand up in the 4th. Another good shot by Chris.
Chris Sand, solid as ever. 2 lefties on this team between Hester and Sand. Been able to read off each other all weekend. Now remember, over on the other lane, Hester went 3-pin and couldn't roll it, and Fagan went 2-pin and couldn't roll it. So it'll be interesting to see what they do on lane 15, which has actually been the easier of the 2 lanes that we've seen all weekend. Through 4 frames, Team Wolfe 69 in the 3rd with a strike working in the 4th. Fagan looking for a double, and there was a distraction.
Fagan's going to regroup. Doesn't like the chatter going on in the settee area. Ooh.
Pete almost with a 7-10. Fagan resets here.
That urethane just is reacting so well for him.
Meanwhile, Pete's getting ready to throw it to 7 here, and he's got bowlers that wanted to go on both sides of him. It's been a long tournament. This isn't a professional tournament. I mean, it's a great tournament, but some of the touring pros here have been getting a little annoyed at some of the folks that are just trying to get out of here. All the checks are cut at the same time. All the money's paid out at the same time. We need to really make sure that everybody kind of gives these guys the room that they need, as if it was someone getting ready to bowl their first 300 game in a bowling center where the whole league stops. They should really be careful and pick their spots when they get up on the approach here, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's a big triple for Mike Wolfe.
Yeah, it is.
To me, it's
big
with
shot
it coming
for,
down to this one game. It's almost a must-strike situation for Kistner and the rest of the troops. They're going to almost have to go sheet here. And Kistner probably makes the best shot he's made all weekend.
Right. He's got his double in the 20th game, so that's got to be a good feeling.
Yeah, it sure does.
You can't look back at any lost shots right now. You just got to focus at the task at hand here.
Now here's Hester. Hopefully Hester here concentrates as much as he did the last time. Doesn't get a little firm or anything and ping any 7s. All right, he gets it out. What a shot. What a great collegiate career he had.
He just takes his blue hammer off the rack.
He does. I'm done. I'm done, guys.
My work here is done.
I'm done. I'm just going to be a cheerleader just like you guys up in the booth now.
Just like a carpenter hung his last sheet of drywall and the tool belt came off. He's ready.
Rick Coy now crosses over to keep him alive.
Brooklyn. It's not over yet. That's huge.
They still got 238 left, and Team Wolfe has 279 left. If Casey Murphy can go 9 spare or better here, they can pretty much coast home to victory. But remember, they're bowling on Abbey Road today. It's not a gimme out there. They're making them look easy, but... And that's pretty much going to do it right there. I think it's safe to say that Team Wolfe are going to be your inaugural Mary Teubner Team Challenge champions.
We change the camera. Thanks. I was just on the settee area.
Camden now knows that it's over pretty much, and 4 7-10s.
Chris is hoping to make a good shot for a victory lap here, and he does.
Get a look at his team, congratulating him. High fives, Fagan.
Put them back in the same
I didn't hear what he said.
Just basically anytime it comes down to one game for all the marbles. You know, this obviously wasn't their favorite lane all weekend for solid 9. And eventually it's got to be over, and it's a long haul. There were a lot of shots to get here and a lot of shots you could take back. And to bowl for, you know, $4,000 and basically what came down to a 1-game Baker game on 2 separate lanes, you know, there's always second guessing that comes into play, but I'm not so sure you would have shot 279 or better, and that's what these guys have done. Mike Fagan gets redemption against Pete Weber from the U.S. Open. Probably not quite as special as the U.S. Open would be, obviously, but today Mike Fagan says, Pete Weber, I got you today. LaCaze 4 pins. He'll clean up. Chris Hester called Mike Fagan. His clinic got canceled because the AMF Center closed where he was going to have it, and said, hey, do you still want to come bowl? He said, oh, with you guys? Heck yeah. Heck yeah, I'll bowl with you guys.
Yeah, this was this week, like middle of the week.
Your champions. Team Wolfe.
But they all made great shots here when they needed to this last game. You can't take anything away from them.
No, and there's Mike Wolfe right there. He's got his own pro shops in the Louisville area. Wolfe's Pro Shop. Here's Fagan's last shot. Crosses over. 278. Pete Weber striking. They got 191 left, but it's all over. What a great weekend it's been here at the Mary Teubner. We will.
Yes, it has.
We will try to get some of the champions to come over and join us for a little interview here. You're watching InsideBowling.com. It's the last game of the tournament, and we will be right back with a little after interview here with our champions. Okay, we're back here live at the Mary Teubner. We're going to be joined here by Mike Wolfe. The actual team name was
Team Wolfe.
Team Wolfe.
Kind of like Teen Wolf.
Yeah, how we doing, Mike?
All right. Everybody hear me?
Yeah, you're
I
good,
think
bud.
so.
Good. Yeah, actually, the team was supposed to be Swanson. We had about 7 different names. We kept losing bowlers and losing people. So Swanson was actually the our guy, and hello to him. Actually, in the hospital right now, getting some procedures done. But
Right.
hopefully he's doing well.
He's been watching actually.
Yeah,
from
good.
the hospital.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, we love Sean. So, you guys called Mike Fagan in at the last minute because his clinic was canceled, right?
Yeah, actually, I called Jeff on. I think Hester told me on Wednesday morning, so I worked on it a little bit Wednesday. I called Ron Nelson actually because Carter said that his team had withdrawn and they kind of split up. So I said, call Nelson, and I did. But waiting on an answer from him, Hester seemed to go ahead and send Fagan a text. And Fagan checked miles and did everything. Said, all right, yeah, I'll be there at 7 o'clock tomorrow night.
Awesome.
Nice.
So, take us a little bit through the tournament. You guys bowled on Abbey Road yesterday morning.
Right.
And how did you feel everything was working out there?
We were kind of stuck in the middle. Hester didn't bowl very good in the morning. He made a ball change late in the 4th and 5th game or so, and then ended shooting 260, 270, I believe, to kind of bail out the morning. Fagan bowled pretty solid all day. Casey bowled really solid all day. I mean, pretty much both patterns, but mostly in the morning he bowled really good, really held us in there today, and I did my normal 30, 40, 50 over somewhere, just kind of kept the team loose and had some fun. We had a good time, even though we were right there. We just never had the bad game to shoot ourselves in the foot.
Right.
But nobody was really ever super lined up until Sand and Hester kind of put it to them at the last 2 games to really get us in a good spot.
Right, that's what we were saying. Quietly, just crept in there. Nothing big, nothing small, just all business, and yeah, it was impressive. Hats off to you guys.
And then when you guys bowled in the afternoon, I think Hester said that you guys thought you were going to struggle on that second pattern a little bit because there was so much friction.
Yeah, we were kind of. Fagan actually made the call when he decided he was coming to make sure everybody has a urethane ball in their bag. And because I just got back from Korea with him a couple weeks ago, and we threw urethane over there too. But so we just made sure everybody had one. And actually, with as much friction we knew the center had, and just as much friction as 37 feet has, we kind of needed to. We had an idea of a game plan going in. We didn't know how it was going to really pan out.
Right.
But it actually, we put a little surface on the urethane balls and kind of got us out of trouble, got us started. I think about 270 the first game last night to get us kind of started. And we bowled 1140, 1150 every game. So we really kind of never had the big game, but we never had the bad game.
Team bowling's awesome.
Yeah,
And it's too bad there's not more of it.
It's coming. I mean, it's getting there. It's going to take a little time to rebuild, but we built team challenges through the 90s. I actually built with Sand many years. Kretzer and some of those other guys, and I mean, we had a ball. We looked forward to it every 2 weeks or so, every 3 weeks.
And your life's pretty hectic. You got the pro shops back home.
Yeah, we're a little busy with 3 shops in Louisville. Got a 1-year-old that she turns 1 in 2 weeks.
Champion for the inaugural.
Nice.
Life's pretty good. It's all right right now.
And you're still doing the tour thing?
We are. Kind of sizing up the situations and seeing what's going on. Probably it's going to start scaling back, I'm sure, at some point in time.
Right.
But they seem to already be doing that for us. But we'll get pretty busy in November. But we got a couple months before actually leagues get started next week, so we'll be busy in the shops.
Yeah.
But everything's pretty good.
Yeah, we appreciate you pulling our events and stuff that you have so far.
Yeah, we'll
Right.
come see you again. We may actually cash a check one of these times.
Yeah, I know. It's like there's some people that just struggle. Jody Westner can't do anything in our events either.
Hester's over, right?
Yeah. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what I'm supposed to do for you guys. I want you guys to have success.
Well, we can phone our scores in if you let us do that.
That'd be a
Right.
good idea. Yeah, 'cause
No
you
kidding.
guys make the drive in. You guys support me more than St. Louis guys do.
No
That's-
kidding.
That's typical everywhere. It seems like even
crazy.
We got some good tournaments in Louisville that we get more out of town support than we do just local guys.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And we've got a lot of good bowlers in Louisville. But
Right.
actually, I mean, you're seeing some of them with Brett and Mike Kahn and those guys coming through. That that's the wave of the future. But there's just not enough of them in the city to support the whole tournament.
And is Antonio Medina doing an okay job for you in the shop? Because he's on all our webcasts often, and all the customers are... No, I'm just kidding. Every time he pops in the chat, if he's supposed to be working, he's always like, I'm really not here, though. I'm really... And then he's like, oh, I'm really busy.
I think our pro shops will actually struggle if ESPN ever shuts down.
Yeah.
Because Brett will have nothing to do. He won't have anything to watch.
No, I'm just kidding. Seriously, though, like Antonio, like he'd pop in, like I started asking him questions, and one time I actually thought he was mad at me because he wasn't responding. And he's like, "No, dude, I just got slammed in the shop." So
Oh yeah, sure.
No, that's the truth.
He probably had to clean a ball or something until you needed 3 minutes away from the phone.
Right.
No, he's a good kid. Antonio's a good kid. Brett's a good kid. They're all pretty good kids.
And you took him out to the World Series, Antonio.
Yeah, we actually had Antonio last year at the World Series in
Yeah.
Vegas. He bowled really good.
Yeah, he made a run.
He made a run.
One of them.
2 or 3 days. He actually
Yeah.
well, he made 1 finals. And then
That's right.
I want to say the night before he bowled a bad last game to knock himself out of the finals again. But I mean, with his ball roll and as good as he gets out of it, he's gonna be all
he's
right.
Awesome.
He can play on some of those.
I
patterns.
love the little group you guys have down there in Louisville.
Yeah.
You
Right.
guys,
Yeah, it's pretty
you're all
good.
pretty close. You stick together. You carpool.
Yeah, but it's kind of the, I was always a part of that growing up too. That you always got to have that outside voice that kind of steer them in the right direction every now and again.
Right.
And it's invaluable.
Well, Mike, thanks for stopping in.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congrats, man.
That was a lot of money there for one
Make sure
game.
you say hi to our wives so we can go home and still be happy.
Well,
Right.
Hi, Cam. That's Chris's wife, Kamala. My wife, Abby, but I'm sure she's probably chasing a kid around somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And
But
thanks
for having us, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming up in the booth. I know you're not a big media guy. I know you don't like
No, I don't-
pictures and all that stuff.
I don't mind it, but yeah, it is what it is.
There are other
Yeah.
pictures on your Facebook page of the sweater party, though, the Christmas
That was
sweater
pretty fun,
party. I
yeah.
saw that.
Yeah, we were gonna do it again last year, but Abby was pregnant, so we couldn't really.
Okay.
Or she just had the kid. We haven't had it for 2 years, but I got some nice sweaters if you need one.
Okay. I might hit you up
I'll
on that.
forward you one. Do you want ornaments on it, or do you want something a little more low key?
I was looking for something like a reindeer.
With the batteries. Some of those
Yeah,
take
we have that
batteries,
one.
don't they?
You do?
We
Okay.
have that one. Yeah, actually, her brother came dressed as Cousin Eddie
All right. Yeah.
for Christmas
man.
vacation. White shoes, white paint, everything.
Yeah.
Full ensemble.
Winnebago in the driveway, too?
Yeah.
No, I didn't have the Winnebago. I just
Oh,
went ahead
okay. That would have been going over.
White sweater.
But I think he did pee outside.
Oh, nice.
Oh, of course.
There you
Of
go.
course.
All right, well, that's Mike
That's-
Wolfe
yeah.
joining us up here in the booth. Check out his website, too, which is
Wolfsbowling.com.
wolfsbowling.com.
Right.
And,
Yeah. If you're in the Louisville area, you
definitely
know where to
see
get your
these guys.
stuff
They know
worked
what they're
on.
doing.
Or
For
we ship.
sure.
We got FedEx down the street. We can ship it to you.
All right.
There you go.
They're doing it the right way down there. So
Yep.
thank you,
We'll
Mike,
try
so
to.
much.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate your help.
All right.
All right.
That's Mike Wolfe from Team Wolf. Is what was the name the whole
Yeah.
time.
Team Wolf.
Like Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf.
Michael J. Fox.
Doug
Fagan.
Lakey. Mike Flanagan.
So that's going to be it here today. We're wrapping up coverage here of the Mary Teubner
You got the boys are back in town all queued
Challenge.
up.
No, I don't have any of that. I only got a few songs. But
What were the first ones here and the last ones to leave every day, it seems like.
every day.
Every tournament.
And the other beauty of it, too, is not only that, but we're going to have to pack all this up. Which
We
takes
got
a
to pack
good
it
hour.
up. We got to get out of here. Well, we don't have to, but
I want to thank everybody this weekend for joining us in the chat. Our next webcast will be August 18th and 19th at Dubuque at Cherry Lanes. It's a beautiful facility. If you get a chance to come out and bowl, it's a $170 entry fee. It'll be a tough, demanding pattern.
We'll be there.
And there's a casino there, so a great excuse to come out and bowl.
It'll be fun.
And then again, check out our team tournament coming up. That's going to be in October. It's going to be really, really cool. It's going to be hopefully as big as this, if not bigger. And we'll see a lot more bowling, and we'll see more volume on the lanes too. We'll see guys playing a little farther right, and we'll give them some tricks to play with out there, because we always like to make those patterns a little bit different.
We're putting Tropicana back on the map where it needs to be. It's a great facility, and looking forward to the team tournament.
Special thanks to Brian for all his hard work around here, Dennis Hacker, and Jeff Carter for allowing us to come in and stream this event. And Doug, it was great working with you again. It seems
Likewise.
like it's been forever. Congratulations on the promotion. It's your job.
Thank you.
And you'll be able to do more webcasts with us. And thanks to all the new friends we met, all the new Facebook friends, and all the people here in the building that we met as well.
Right. Hats off to the staff here at Kingpin Lanes one more time.
Yeah, the bartenders were always there getting us sodas and waters and a little bit of beer here and there.
I saw one sweep on lane 18, and I don't remember any lane stops throughout the course of the event from Friday to today, so hats off to the boys in the back twisting those wrenches too, keeping everything running smooth. So
that's right, we didn't have any lane breakdowns. So on behalf of Doug Lakey and Brian Burkhardt, and even Angels and Airwaves, who lets us use their music to bring us in and out from the show, we appreciate it, and we will see you in Dubuque. Good night.
See you later.